topic is hypothesis testing, confidence interval, significance level, and p-value. Hypothesis test. So what is hypothesis test? Hypothesis means assumption. So in the hypothesis test, we assume two or more exclusive statements on the population using sample data. So what is exclusive statement? Exclusive statement means one part cannot be part of another one. For example, let's consider in population we have two genders, male or female. So male cannot be part of females and vice versa. So there are two kinds of hypothesis. First is null hypothesis and second is alternate hypothesis. The null hypothesis suggests there is no statistical significant relationship between the two variables, and the alternative hypothesis suggests there is some kind of relationship between the two variables. For example, a senior citizen will invest in fixed deposit, yes or no? Null hypothesis means there is no relationship. There is no relationship between the age of the customer and fixed deposit investment. Alternate hypothesis, there is some kind of relationship between the age of the customer and fixed deposit investment. So the next topic is p-value. P-value is the probability value. For example, consider a laptop touchpad. We say exactly in the middle of the touchpad, click, p-value is 0.8, meaning out of 100 times, 80 times we will touch in the middle of the touchpad. Suppose for the top left corner of the click, we have p-value of 0.1, means out of 100 times, 10 times we will touch in the top left corner of the touchpad. On what basis do we accept or reject the null hypothesis? Based on the level of significance and confidence interval. The level of significance or significance level is the probability with which we will reject the null hypothesis when it is true. The confidence interval is the probability with which we will accept the null hypothesis when it is true. So a 95% confidence interval will have 5% of significance level, which will sum up to 100%. Level of significance or significance level, alpha. The significance level shows how likely a pattern in the detail is due to chance. The level of significance is also denoted by alpha. Most statistical packages shows the p-value of significance level. Suppose in a dataset, p-value of the variable is 0.09, then 91% chance there is some kind of relationship between the independent variables and the dependent variable. So the next topic is confidence interval, which is 1 minus alpha or 1 minus significance level. The confidence interval tells us how much we are confident about the result. The confidence interval is denoted by 1 minus alpha. For instance, 95% confidence interval means if we repeat the same experiment or the survey over and over again, 95% of the time it will match the result. For example, suppose we say in the country approximately 30 to 35 lakh senior citizens reinvest their fixed deposit with 95% confidence interval. It means if we repeat the same survey with same technique, there will be 95% of the time result will fall between 30 to 35 lakhs for senior citizen reinvesting in their fixed deposit. So today's final topic is factors affecting confidence interval. So mainly there are two factors, variation and sample size. If the variation within the sample is almost similar, then data will have low variation, which will lead to narrow confidence interval. If the sample have lot of variation, then it will have high confidence interval. Sample size. Small sample size will lead to high variation between different sample set, which will lead to larger confidence interval. But a larger sample size will have more similarities between different sample set, which will lead to smaller confidence interval. I hope you like it. Thank you. For any doubts, please feel free to comment.